So, let's say you're in a game and you're getting tilted out of your mind, or you notice you're about to start tilting, but you don't want to. Here are my 4 in-game steps and kind of tips to not tilt. And right now, you might be asking yourself, how am I going to have time to do anything in-game? It's literally 5 minutes and I'm in a game. I have no time. But let me stop you right there. You do have the time. And let's pretend there isn't 13 seconds after a goal, which there totally is. And even then, you can still do this while playing. You don't really have to think about what you're doing to score a goal, to shoot. Your mind and body kind of already know how to do it subconsciously because you've likely been doing it for a while now. Go and try right now. Pause this video, go and try and take a shot while thinking about your favorite color. Mine's purple. I don't know, what's yours? Anyway, after you do that, I can almost guarantee that you can do this. And even if you're saying, oh, I didn't score, you still were able to drive and shoot the ball while thinking of your favorite color. This is kind of the point here. But for just convenience, let's say we're doing this during the replay after the goal, because you have about 13 seconds there and we can kind of break it up that way. Anyway, here are my 4 steps to stop tilt really quickly while playing in a ranked game, especially if you don't have time to step away for a few minutes. And of course, I have saved my personal and favorite tip for last, so kind of stay tuned for that if you want. Step 1, recognize how you physically feel. It's simple as that. For example, when I tilt, it's in my lower chest and this kind of tight, buzzy sensation and kind of prickly. And just take note of how it feels. This can help you notice tilt a bit sooner and just to kind of better understand it in general. The second step is just taking a deep breath. That's really easy and that only takes a few seconds as well, and simply accept that it's okay to get tilted. I recommend actually telling yourself this. It's completely normal and natural to feel these kind of strong emotions, especially while you're playing ranked or any competitive game like this. My third step is restate what tilted you, but do it objectively. For example, just tell yourself the ball didn't go into the net, instead of saying, I missed that easy open net. You kind of see the shift in perspective there. It's really important, and it's a lot easier to stay objective once you kind of reframe your mind to think this way. During this step, I like to remind myself that even the pros miss nets. Hell, Zen has missed open nets, and then immediately after, own gold during the RLCS, and then taken the game away in the end and still won. He was probably upset with himself when he did this, sure, but he was able to calm his mind and continue playing. The fourth step, this is my favorite step and the one that I kind of just jumped to immediately. It's redirecting attention. With this step, I personally kind of experimented with what worked best for me, but I'll give you an example for each of the 5 senses that we'll be using during this practice. You don't have to do all 5. I normally just do 1. My favorite one's at the very end. And so let's just kind of go over these. This is something really quick that you can do at any point in the game if you feel like you're losing perspective of the game and you want to refocus and make sure you're playing well. The first thing I do is drinking and tasting a strong flavored drink. I know this sounds a little weird, but just taking a sip of something like a hard ginger ale or something like that and focusing in on the taste will kind of get your mind off of thinking, oh man, I suck. Another thing is really easy, just smell a cologne or perfume that you personally like and just kind of focus on that scent for a second and maybe any just random memories that are associated with it. The third sense here is look at some sort of a happy or funny image. Just visually looking away from the game can be good. I like to try and also hear sometimes something that I may have not noticed previously. Maybe if there's a clock in the room or if there's a car driving by, just kind of notice that background music if you can. Technically this one isn't one of the 5 senses, but this is the secret 6th sense that anyone that skipped ahead won't know about. I like to try and remember a nice moment from the day, or maybe even the week, just something that kind of brings me happiness. Personally, I have bunnies, so I just think of how cute they are, and generally that kind of makes me forget about me missing that open net that I totally should have scored. And finally, my favorite and easiest thing to immediately imply in game when I'm starting to tilt and just kind of break my mind away from that is think of a random feeling that you may not be currently consciously aware of. For example, how does your tongue feel in your mouth right now? Likely you didn't notice that until I just said it just now and now you're thinking about it. But you kind of always are feeling your tongue even without thinking about it, so it's kind of an easy one just to like think of really quick. Another one's just like thinking of what your socks feel like or whatever you're leaning against anywhere on your body. I honestly hope some of these tips helped any of you guys. And just a quick little recap. If you're in the game and you're currently starting to tilt or notice yourself starting to tilt, again, just try and recognize how that feels. That way, next time you'll remember it a little bit quicker and you'll be able to remember what kind of helped you get rid of that. Focus and tell yourself that it is okay to tilt. We all get tilted, we all have emotions, and it's totally human and normal, so I wouldn't even worry about it. Restate what tilted you, but in an objective manner. The ball did not go in the net. Or, for example, the ball went into my net. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a thing that had happened. We don't have to put so much negativity behind it and be so hard on ourselves. And then, again, the last step was redirect attention to a sensual thing, such as the way your tongue feels in your mouth right now. Don't think about it too long, because it gets kind of weird. And thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you around. Peace.